Good afternoon, friends. Now we'll continue with the different branches of civil engineering. So earlier class we have discussed surveying, building materials, then construction technology and structural engineering. Now the next branch is geotechnical engineering. So it involves the study of geology. What is geology? The study of earth. So all the structures which are constructed will finally transfer the entire load of the structure to the soil in the foundation safely. So the soil property will change from place to place. The property of the soil which is in the place of construction is not same at all places. So even in the same place it may not be uniform at different depths as you go deep inside the earth and in different seasons. That is, whatever soil property we have in rainy day will not be the same in summer. So hence a civil engineer has to properly he has to investigate the nature of the soil and decide about the safe load bearing capacity of the soil. So the safe load bearing capacity is nothing but the property of the soil to bear the load coming entirely from the superstructure safely without collapsing. So the suitability of the soil for the construction should be thoroughly checked. So this branch of study in the civil engineering, which is dealing with the properties and behavior of the soil under various loads and seasons, is known as geotechnical engineering. The sample of the soil. So when you are going for heavy structures in the site of construction, so the sample of the soil should be sent to test its basic properties in the laboratory. So if you feel that the soil is fit for the construction, so we can go ahead. Otherwise, by adding suitable admixtures, that is the external chemicals, so we can increase the bearing capacity of the soil. Sometimes we feel that the soil at that particular site where the construction is planned. So if it is not safe, if it is uh, given that it is not suitable for construction, so then the construction of heavy structure should not be done at that particular site. So the knowledge of geology of the area where construction work is going to taken up is very much essential. So then hydraulics, water resource and irrigation engineering. So water is the important need for any living being. So the study of mechanics of water and the flow characteristics of the water is another important field. So it is known as fluid mechanics branch and hydraulics. So it is studying the requirement of water in cities for domestic purpose and in industries. So the demand for water is continuously increasing. So the rural areas need water for agricultural work also. So hence the civil engineers have to look after for new water resources and provisions for storing the excess water during rainy season and in the period of scarcity this excess water stored has to be utilized very effectively. So this branch of civil engineering which deals with the various water resources and it studies, the mechanics of the flow properties of water is called as water resource engineering. So water stored in the reservoirs. So what is the reservoir? So reservoir is a pool of water that is stored behind the bunds and the dams. So here you can see the picture. So of a dam. So here the area where the water is stored is the reservoir. So this water should be brought to the agriculture field on the downstream side, and this part is called as the upstream side. So the study connected with this aspect is known as irrigation engineering. Then environmental engineering. Apart from tackling the solid and wastewater disposal, that is the water at the end of the day of our consumption. So which is collected in various places, maybe the place where we live, so that is residential buildings, or where we study, that is schools and colleges, or where we work, that is industries and offices. So the other places like hotels, theaters, restaurants, shopping malls. So the problem of handling this solid and wastewater disposal is very challenging to any civil engineer. So he has to tackle the other pollutions of environment like air pollution, noise pollution, soil pollution, and all. So due to industrialization, air pollution is becoming a major problem nowadays. So every ton of cement what is produced, so is releasing 1 ton of carbon dioxide is released to the environment. So the motor vehicles is also producing lot of carbon dioxide. So they so now the world is facing the problem of global warming, and during the last 100 years, so the environment pollution has resulted in increase of temperature by 4 degree centigrade. So an environmental disaster will be unavoidable. So if China, India, and other developing countries start consuming as much energy and materials as the West, so because of industrialization, so environmental engineering is emerging as an important study in civil engineering part. So mainly the environmental engineers has to deal with improving recycling, waste disposal, public health, water and air pollution control. Then transportation engineering. So communication between two states or two cities or two villages or two continents is made possible only with the help of this transportation engineering. So people and cargo will be transported from one place to other place using four modes of transportation, that is roadways, railways, waterways, and airways. So the duty of the civil engineers is to provide the link, economical, good and good network of links between two cities or two countries or two continents. So in the form of roadways, railways, waterways, and airways. So, railway is one important long way transport facility. So, each mode of transportation will be having its own advantages and disadvantages. So, this transportation engineering is dealing with the design, construction, and maintenance of uh, uh, railway stations, then airports and harbors, then carrying out the traffic survey, planning, designing, construction, and maintenance of tunnels and roads, then railways, bridges will be dealt under transportation engineering. Thank you.